This podcast is rated R for realness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Basement Bookers podcast. It's me, BasementJer, with your boy, Rich the Riz, and together we're the Basement Bookers podcast. I don't know why I did all that. Anyway, we have a lot to talk about, mainly and mostly, and probably all about. We're going to talk about the Royal Rumble, the premium live event of this past Saturday, and then we're going to go watch Vengeance Day because that's today, and I forgot. Rich Perez, welcome to the Basement Bookers podcast. What's up, buddy?
Thank you once again for welcoming me to our podcast. Seems to be the a theme. Some news, going to be quick, promise. Okay. First, continuing with the whole Vince McMahon storyline, or rather reality. In an interview with CNBC's Squawk on the Street, I had never heard of the show, but okay. Nick Khan said that Vince is, quote, 100% open to a transaction where he is not included in the company moving forward. As announced earlier this week, the genius, as we knew him, or Leapin' Lanny Poffo, was before our time, passed away this week at the age of 68. As we all know, he was Macho Man Randy Savage's brother. Rest in peace.
He was the one with the superior intellect.
That's right.
And he also did poetry.
He was very good. It was a great gimmick. He was also the manager of the Beverly Brothers, Bo and Blake, which one of them is the father of Von Wagner.
Yes, the man who married a Neanderthal woman. It's the only possible way.
Clearly. Let's see. Real quick boo-boo room here. Talking to BT Sport following her Royal Rumble win, Rhea Ripley elaborated on the knee injury that she suffered during the Rumble match, saying, quote, I just have knee problems. I've always had them growing up playing soccer. My kneecap just sometimes slides out of place and it sort of goes to the side. Sometimes it'll go to the very back of my knee. By the way, that sounds terrifying.
Rhea, no, you've exposed yourself. Your weakness is out there. Now the ladies are gonna try to exploit that weakness.
Yeah, and who she chooses her opponent? Charlotte for WrestleMania.
That's the worst one to let know that.
Right. Continues, when it goes to the back of her knee, she says, then I just have to straighten it and it goes back. It hasn't done it for years, so I don't know what made it do it. I guess I haven't drank enough water today or eaten enough. She says, but she popped it back in straight away.
What a G.
It's ow thinking about that. According to Jeff Whalen, quote, multiple sources that he still doesn't name report that Rey Mysterio was injured last week on SmackDown in his match against Karrion Kross, which is why he didn't enter the Rumble. So this was a 30-man Royal Rumble with an asterisk, as has been happening lately.
The point is, don't think about it, Rich Perez. It doesn't matter. Don't think it. Don't want it. Rey Mysterio wasn't going to come out with a paper bag over his head.
So Rey hasn't been eliminated, and Curtis Axel still hasn't been eliminated. So that's 2.
I think it counts when Snoop Dogg eliminates you.
You have a better memory than I do.
Yeah, because that was going on for a while, and there was an episode of Raw that hopefully doesn't exist, because otherwise I'll have to find it and put it here, where Snoop D.O. Double Jizzle, he throws Curtis Axel over the top rope, brother. And maybe Hulk Hogan was involved, or none of it happened, and it was just a fever dream that I had. So either way,
you know, I do remember that, but I don't think that counts as a Royal Rumble. But that's neither here nor there. That's up to the WWE histographers or whatever to figure out. Moving along, in an interview with Anna Faris's Unqualified podcast, Zelina Vega revealed that she ruptured an implant in May off a Northern Light suplex, which is why she was out. She added that the implants were 10 years old, and she, quote, kind of wanted them bigger anyway. She is a hero.
Kind of wanted them bigger anyway.
Yeah. So Malachi is basically like, you may as well, right?
I think I don't think that matters. I think their love is pure, and for you to say such a thing or insinuate such is disrespectful.
You're right. I apologize.
Stop saying I'm simping in private chat. It's not nice. I'm just trying to be polite.
It's isn't that white knighting?
No, it's halfling knighting in my case.
Okay. Last bit of news for the Boober Room for now, at least. Maria Kanellis revealed yesterday that she was scheduled for surgery to remove half her thyroid gland due to a nodule growing on it, which her doctor said could turn cancerous and potentially cause AFib, which is a heart condition. She said recovery time from the surgery should be about 2 weeks, after which she can return to wrestling, but her hormones could take up to a year to rebalance. Last bit of news for now, The Miz and Xavier Woods will be celebrity team captains on Pictionary all week long. I don't know what channel. It didn't say. I didn't know Pictionary was still a show. So awesome.
I didn't know either. And I saw Jerry O'Connell is the host of Pictionary.
Yeah.
Jerry O'Connell was married to Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Jeez.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though?
Mm.
She'll probably be referred to as Rebecca Romaine Stamos forever, but she'll never be referred to as Rebecca Romaine Stamos O'Connell, is she?
No.
You
Not
didn't. You,
ever.
you didn't even know that was a pairing.
I might have and just blocked it out just because it seems so random and weird.
You ready for random?
Yeah.
So there used to be this television show called The Librarians, and
Yes, you told
Rebecca
me about it.
Romaine Stamos is in the show, and there was a panel at Comic-Con for that show.
Mm-hmm.
This is before I seen any of it, and I didn't like her character in that show because she was insufferable. Anyway, she was probably a victim of script writing at the time. Who's sitting next to me? No other than another lesser known Jerry, but Jerry O'Connell, who will soon be the future host of Pictionary. I was
Wow.
like, that's crazy. He was wearing a Jets hat. It's
Hmm.
nuts. But that's my story.
Do you remember the first televised show he was on?
I believe it was a show where he's like a kid in a family or something. Oh, is he My Secret Identity? Was that him?
That's the one.
Yeah, I get things mixed up for old TV shows where I'm not. My brain at the time wasn't functional to understand what is happening with this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
To be fair, there's typically a kid in a family. So that was a good safe choice there.
Yep. You know how it
Um,
is, brother. Keeps
yeah.
me with championships. You
You know,
know.
if anything else were on in that time slot, that anything else is what I would have been watching. Let's move off of Jerry O'Connell. We have the Rumble to talk about before we get to Vengeance Day.
Glimpse of the tribal chief, a real man among men, a chief among tribes. Anyway, first surprise, Pat McAfee's music starts playing.
I watched. So Michael Cole was on the Pat McAfee show this week, and they were talking about it. They changed Pat's music. This is different music for Pat. But someone, I think Triple H had to say in his headset, "Are you going to sell this or what?" Cole didn't recognize the music. He said, and then he looked up and saw the video thing, the Tron.
Oh,
And he's like, "Are
on
you
that,
kidding me?"
it's at this point where Corey Graves becomes invisible. He might as well be a mute. If you look at
Hmm.
watching our Basement Bookers on YouTube, thank you. Hopefully you've liked and subscribed for more Basement Bookerness.
Mm.
What do you think about the return of Pat McAfee? A surprise to everyone. A return at the Royal Rumble. Shout out down there. What's your favorite McAfee moment from the Rumble? But anyway, look at Cole. Look at that. Find a mentor like Michael Cole. Look at that. All
Mm.
right. So we start the Rumble with Gunta, the number one entrant, makes it all the way. Spoiler alert to the end, where
What?
he is defeated by number 30. We'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Sheamus is number two. It's basically the same. The lads, they slap some meat in there, obviously. And always, when you have two people you want to wrestle each other, the third has to be somebody you don't care for. And here it is. Here's the Miz. He's that spot today. He might have been geeked. Here comes Kofi.
Is that a word?
Geeked.
Keek?
It's like kicked, but geeked.
Okay.
And of course, this leads to the first elimination. The Miz, he's in the position for getting his chest beat like a bongo drum. We'll get into more bongo drums later on. Spoiler alert, What are you guys doing? All right, so then there's a kick from Johnny Gargano to the head of the Miz, setting him to be ready for a bro kick because it wasn't enough to get Johnny wrestling kicked. You got to get brogued, bro. Good night. Thanks for coming. Here comes Xavier Woods. The New Day is together. So, right before this little positioning occurs, it's like, all right, we're going to fight each other. So the wife watches these with me, and we're like, why would you do that now? You work together as a team until the end, which, spoiler alert, it's what Drew McIntyre and Sheamus do.
Mm-hmm.
They never fight each other. They're working together because it looks to be the plan. Like at the the winner, the other guy gets a shot. After they beat the guy, you would think, right? A gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
A Banger Brothers agreement. Well, we'll get to that. So
I know those kinds of agreements.
at this point, Xavier Woods and Kofi proceed to beat each other's bottoms as if they were bongos. All right, thanks for coming, guys. You taking this very seriously. So
Wrestling can be anything. In this case, it's
Gunter,
drums.
well, in case it's what?
Drums.
I would say bongos. So, shout out to Riddle. That was maybe a shout out to Riddle. So here comes Gunter. He's like, look, I don't approve of this chicanery. You're soiling the ring with your stupidity. Here's a slap in the stupid face.
Mm-hmm.
And then here comes Karrion Kross, fresh off doing the honors for Rey Mysterio. Then came Alpha Academy guy, Shushing. And of course, this kind of bothered me because they're talking about Gable's wrestling background, this and that. And it's like, dude, Xavier Woods has a amateur wrestling background. Cody and Xavier Woods wrestled each other in school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird that they don't even mention Xavier Woods' wrestling.
They're trying to. I feel like they're trying to keep him as sort of just the third member of the New Day, even though there's only two at
That
the moment active. But it's Kofi and the lesser.
How dare you white knight the WWE? All right, so here comes Drew, and now comes some good audio straight from the guys.
Drew and Sheamus' name together? It's not appropriate for public consumption. Because copyright's involved. Well, boom! Banger after banger after banger, and what are you and I? We're Drew. Oh, gross. Oh. And here we go now. And Drew McIntyre. I get it. And Carrie.
So there we go. We explained the Banger Brothers situation there. I thought that was pretty cool.
It's funny, slightly related. Did you see the clip of Cody on Impulsive?
Yes. If you want to sit here and explain it, you can.
Well, one of the guys that's not Logan Paul on the show was talking about the heritage of the Rhodes family, Dusty and Dustin, and he says, and his sister Lana, and Cody's like, the porn star? And he's like, she's not your sister? She's not your sister? He's like, no, not that I know of. And it was just sort of this funny thing. I guess probably whoever did the research for that person that said that threw that in as a joke, or maybe did. I don't know. It was silly. It was silly.
Oh, Gunter and Drew, just real men fighting. There's a cool little exchange between them, a little kick in there. It's a future shock DDT, vintage Drew McIntyre. Keep an eye on Johnny Wrestling. At some point he will disappear because while putting this together, I might have missed him. So that'll be the game for everybody at home. So here comes Santos Escobar at 10, followed by Dawkins at 11. Xavier Woods is eliminated. Was by Gunter because Kofi is trying to get him out with the help from looks like Santos Escobar there. Mm-hmm. And it didn't work out. I guess they split up, and this is when Kofi does the cool move where he uses Escobar's chest as like a springboard to like jump up in the air and then do like a drop kick, I believe, or like a stomp, I guess. Then
it's
he
a stomp.
comes down, lands on that butt, and then he gets thrown to the apron. Gunter then shoves him. Now, it is at this point that I believe a Kofi spot was planned yet again, and it involved the chair, because Xavier Woods, you will see, had got it into position, right?
Mm-hmm.
There goes Kofi into the chair, but the chair, there's too much. I think it was the positioning of the wheels on the bottom, because depending on how they're lined up, because I think that chair is like the one I have at home.
Yeah, the
It,
5.
there's too much, like, on one side. You know what I mean? Like a 2-in-1 kind of thing. You'll see, and it just the force coming off, and I guess Xavier Woods didn't have it too tight because I think he was supposed to be there to hold it.
Mm-hmm.
Then Kofi comes down. He hits his head on the table, like the back of the
Hard.
head.
Yeah, I didn't notice it at the Rumble, but with the replay they showed on SmackDown, he hit hard.
Yes.
So
Then it rolls the chair. They tried to pay attention to his feet, because Cole's trying to say, I think it's fine. But Pat and Graves are like, yeah, he's done. Like, he's out.
yeah. Even if that 1 foot that was on top of the chair,
It was on the side. Like, how are you going to get that up without touching the floor?
yeah, it's
Either way.
like Woods would have had to right the chair while Kofi keeps that 1 foot in the air.
See, that's the foot in the air, right? That's the one that hasn't touched. But see, the other one is under the seat, right? I'm pointing at it like a fool, but you know where I'm pointing. And then that's it. You can see that he's probably knocked loopy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they
Either
probably could
way.
have fixed it, but I think Kofi was. They were like, "We got to make sure you're not concussed, buddy."
Either way, this is immediately after, so it is a foregone conclusion that Brock Lesnar is here at number 12, and it doesn't matter for you.
Right.
Here comes, then
That's
Drew
the
and
reaction to Brock.
Sheamus. It's just like, well, it's a good thing we're here, mate. We're gonna do this. You ready, lad? We're gonna be mad lads together. And Brock Lesnar, you know, he's got to take everybody to Sioux Falls City. More Suplex City. Another Suplex City. More Suplex City. Dawkins folded up like a accordion. Here comes Escobar off the top, and at the time, like, oh, why are you playing catch me with this guy? He used to toss bales of hay for school activities when other kids was playing Pokemon or something.
Why do you play catch me in the Rumble match anyway? That's the
Yeah,
worst time.
and with the worst guy.
Yeah.
And there you go. Thanks for coming. Hit the pay window. Bye, Dawkins. It was cool that you sprinted down the entranceway. There, I believe, was Shoosh. That's the Shoosh guy, right?
Should be. Chad Gable.
Yeah, and then here it comes. The big hosses. The big hosses of Walter and Brock Lesnar. Looking at each other like I'm looking at you, but not really. And then Brock's like, look at you and look at me. Look at us, guys. Gunter's like, listen, man, I'm going to hit you now. You get ready for this. And there goes the chop, right? Brock's like, huh. All right. So you might want to do something else now because I'm not reacting to it. I think somebody else is coming out now. This is where the Bobby Lashley, the Thunder's coming. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. There he is. That's his music. There he goes. Bobby Lashley. Bobby. Brock Lesnar used to ask Bobby who, but now he's going to remember because it's Bobby Lashley that sends the Vanilla Gorilla to the outside with a powerful, thunderous thing. And this goes a crazed look. Brock Lesnar can't believe it. My God, he's like, oh, that's pretty crazy. Just knocked me over. Also, we're having chicken nuggies. And he's really upset. Now Brock Lesnar looks as if he's seen the light. He's seen the light, Rich Perez. He knows now what he must do. And what he must do is act a fool. He's thrown the top of the table into the ring, into that very ring. And he's really upset, as you can see. And what is this? It's 2 seconds, Rich Perez. In 2 seconds, Who could this be? Who could be the most unluckiest man in the history of the Royal Rumble? Duh, 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 duh. Here he is, the real wrestling. It's Happy Corbin. Baron Corbin is back. He's just Baron Corbin, but he kind of wishes he had that luck back that he used to have. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And Brock is acting a fool. He's got the steel steps. I was really upset about this. What a waste of popcorn. You know, someone had a popcorn there and drink and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Pat McAfee. And Brock's just terrorizing everyone. What you gonna do? Baron Corbin about to be the most unfortunate man. Pay attention to the left-hand side as a Brock-sized bus approaches the silly, unlucky bastard known as Happy Corbin, Rich the Riz. Hits him so hard that Brock just slips. He slips under his own momentum. Good night, Corbin. Not yet. Here comes the F5. F5. Thank you for your service, Baron Corbin, he's done. And Brock Lesnar, like a guy who's had too many and all his friends. He has to take a whole bunch of friends because it takes that many to hold him back if he's had too many. Allegedly, I don't imagine he has any. This doesn't look like a guy that drinks. So here comes Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins goes straight for Corbin.
Because why not?
Kick to the head of Baron Corbin. It's a kick.
Mm-hmm.
Then out goes Corbin on the ground like a turtle. You know, just flipped him over. Turtle power.
More like turtle. Come on. Turtle.
Here comes the 16th wonder of the world, Shushi McGushi.
Shoosh.
A shoosh train,
Mm-hmm.
if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by Booyaka Booyaka 69. Doesn't happen. This comes a shocking elimination. Seth Rollins eliminates the almighty Bobby Lashley. And even Seth Rollins can't believe it. And even Pat McAfee can't believe it at all.
Whoa. Continuation of that feud? What?
We're gonna run it back, playa.
Mm-hmm.
Or not. We'll see. So Lashley can't believe it. So I had to go back because there's a reason we have this frame. We could have had Dominic Mysterio just as he enters, but this is the precise moment after Michael Cole refers to Dominic Mysterio as if you have kids out there, they shouldn't be listening to this part right now. I'm going to say it. Dominic Mysterio is a piece of crap, but he used the S word. Okay. We're not animals here anymore.
I don't
We're
remember
grown
that.
up. Yeah, there was a whole bit. The Banger Brothers eliminate Otis. I had to go back to get this because I missed it. It's one of those things. He came out during Dominic's entrance.
Mm-hmm.
There comes Elias. I appreciated the fact that he used the guitar. He got a weapon. Use the weapon.
Yep.
And he used it on Gunter. Poor Gunter. This is another thing. Not only was he in there from the beginning, he's getting hit with guitar things. He's getting suplex city'd. A lot of awful things are happening to Gunter the duration of this very long match for him.
He was active. He was tied for the most eliminations at 5 in the men's Royal Rumble.
There goes Elias. Here comes the biggest geek in wrestling right now today. And I say that with all the love in the world, Finn Balor. What a nerd. Here he comes, the world's best looking nerd. And there goes, I didn't miss it. There goes Johnny Wrestling. He's been taken care of by the world's biggest nerd, Finn Balor. And I say that as a nerd. There he goes. R.I.P. Johnny Wrestling.
Rough landing on the left shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to sting. Oh, yeah, brother.
You know, those mats, they're just designed to keep you from getting cut.
Here comes Booker T with the axe kick to Finn Balor. And an axe kick to Dominic Mysterio, probably. You could tell by the leggings. And then a bookend to that nerd, Finn Balor. Bap. There he goes. That nerd. Hey, here it comes. The Spinner-Rooney. He's doing the Spinner-Rooney, guys, as best as we can without getting in trouble. There it goes. And even Sheamus is like, wow, fella. And then Gunther, the worst guy ever. You're sick. Once again, I am sick of your tomfoolery. Your ring is sacred. Yeah. What do you make of people foolishly complaining about Gunther just jobbing out Booker T in the Royal Rumble match, knowing full well I know Booker T's statement on the subject?
Yeah, I agree with Booker T. It's like no one needs to sell for Booker T at this point. He's there. Booker T is in there to help make the younger stars. Booker T doesn't need the spotlight right now. He got his spot. He got his shine. He did the Spinner-Rooney, and then Gunther, and still an up and coming star as far as the super mainstream and more casual viewers are concerned. As far as NXT and NXT UK viewers, they know how awesome Gunther is. So he basically WWE is still making Gunther. They put him in this position to show the WWE universe his legitimacy, how just badass a dude this character could be.
Yep, that's the Gunther way. Ring generalizing, Booker T neutralizing, Intercontinental championizing. All right. Thanks for coming, Book. Drew and Sheamus, they take offense to that. They don't like that. I don't know why. It's one less guy, and they didn't have to do it. So,
Yeah.
hey, mate, this kind of this situation looks kind of interesting. It could be anything. It could be like, hey, bro, what's the deal? First, you go out there, you do that to Kofi, and out comes Booker T. He's just trying to have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
He's Spinner-Rooney. He's not out here hurt nobody. Are you just gonna come out here? Sheamus like, yeah, that's not cool, bro. That's not how we function here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He would like fold his hands, probably, maybe like a certain PC principle. But anyway, Gunther's like, the ring is sacred. I mean, this ring. And I don't mean that in that way. I mean it in a wrestling way. They were being silly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. And then here comes Damian Priest to punish people. Yep. One would say, followed by Montez Ford. And now everybody's vibing. And here comes another golden nugget from the Royal Rumble commentary team.
I've gone through a number of Red Solo Cups in the city. This is your booze bag, Cole. That's right, and I'm the one that gets blamed for it. Well, you are as well.
So basically what happened there, Michael Cole says, I've been through a lot of Solo Cups in my day. And then Pat's like, because you're a booze bag, Cole. And then, Graves is like, yeah, they always blame it on me. It's like, you're not any better. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting. Friends like to drink. I thought this was pretty cool. Damian Priest getting the Holy Spirit slapped out of him by Montez Ford. It reminded me of the Ghostbusters reboot with the lady ones. One of the lady Ghostbusters, they slapped another lady Ghostbuster who was possessed by a ghost. She was able to slap the ghost out, Richard is.
Wow.
So maybe there is a ghost slapping technique that Montez Ford also knows. Maybe he's gleaned that from a tome in order to harness it in pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm. It's powerful.
So he's a very powerful man. So, Damian Priest doesn't appreciate that and proceeds to send him back to his wife, who's the EST.
She got a match coming up.
That's right, she does. We'll talk about that. Find yourself a proud teammate that will look at you the way Finn Balor looked at Damian Priest when he just threw Montez Ford out. It's like, wow, I can't believe it. He was so tall. And here comes Edge. He's ascended to a different level. He's got the Genkai boost after he was defeated by the Judgment Day soundly after concertoing his head or whatever. After his wife was concertoed in her head. He's back. He's back from near career injury again, and he was able to ascend to a different level, a super Edge, if you will.
Super edgelord.
But no, it was not to be for Damian Priest as he receives a spear sandwich, Rich Derez.
Mm-hmm.
And another spear for the Lego-loving nerd, Finn Balor. Down he goes. There he goes selling. Look at that. And Edge looks like a man who's ready to sell being hit in the back.
Yep.
Almost if he knows what's about to happen to him. Watch as he braces himself. It's a good way to hide it. It's like pretending you're pumped, but you're not. You're just getting ready, getting hit in the back, which is professional. And then Dominic Mysterio, the personification of a turd. He proceeds to Viva La Raza, knowing full well people don't like that, and looks like it's not to be because he's about to get here. And there he goes. Down. Just like the earth. The earth fell beneath.
Sheamus is still on that spot from before, it looks like.
Dude, he's been in there for a long time. He was a second entrant. Damian Priest to the outside. That nerd Finn Balor to the outside. Edge stands tall. Seth Rollins looks at Edge. Edge looks at Seth Rollins. No, what happens was he tried to eliminate Dominic, but Finn Balor, that nerd, he intervenes because Dom gets in the way of Seth Rollins and Edge doing their thing. So Edge is eliminated with help from Damian Priest and Balor. So all three of the Judgment Day had to eliminate Edge. This is when things get crazy, guys. So Edge, he's out and he's headed up the ramp, mind you. At this point, Seth is putting the boots of Dominic Mysterio. They have history. And it looks like Dominic's having a flashback to the yard, Rich Derez. It's yard time here.
Yeah.
All the big guys. I don't. If he was only in holding for like 45 minutes, do you even get yard time? This would just be the equivalent of the holding cell.
He might not have even gotten fed.
He's in the holding cell right now. And here come the guys. Seth Rollins, he's the squirrely guy. You don't know what he's about, really. He's not as big as Sheamus and Drew, but he's probably violently done something. Or at least, maybe, what? Seth looks like a guy that maybe he did his business outside. And he didn't know the area very well, and there was a school too close. And that's why he's in there. You know what I mean? He doesn't know the rules of where things are in that town. He goes from town to town, wrestling all the time.
That's right.
And then Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, the muscle, right?
Yep.
So A-Town down and all that. And this is, while he's coming in, Edge is still going at it with the Judgment Day guys in the aisle. And Austin Theory takes his time. And here comes someone's mommy, soon to be in the Royal Rumble later. She goes after Edge, and wouldn't you know it, here comes Edge's wife, who's fresh off of not being concertoed. She's mad as heck, and she spears Rhea Ripley, takes her down. So not only is Rhea Ripley number one in the Royal Rumble, but she is speared. Don't forget that, guys. Here comes Omos, this time not repping Outworld. He is repping humanity. He's repping himself because he wishes to become the number one contender. He takes down the Brogue brothers, the Banger brothers, the brothers. Gunter right here behind Omos brother. Omos looking at a Gunter brother. Gunter chops Omos brother. Omos has absorbed enough hits from Gunter brother. He's choke slamming the Gunter brother. Can Jer say brother one more time, brother? Yes, brother. Choke slam to Gunter. And here he comes as if on cue. Braun Strowman. What do you think about that, Rich Derez?
Time for meat to slap meat, I think.
Meat slapping meat. Speaking of which, we miss Big E. We wish he was there to slap meat with these men. He would love that.
Yes.
And this is when Braun Strowman eliminates Omos. And I always say, it sucks to be tall sometimes. This is not a good advantage for you because your legs are closer to the ground.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Once the hips go over the top rope, it's over.
There goes Ricochet, as Strowman uses Ricochet as a weapon. Just tosses him at Dom Mysterio. Boom, to the corner. And then the beating of the chest of the whatever, the batter and what is it called? The Beats of the Baldwin?
Baldwin.
The Beats of the Baldwin to the Monster Among Men. And it's repeatedly. It's a lot of times, guys. I didn't get all of it. There's a lot in here. Then Gunther tries to eliminate Drew. He's trying to keep Sheamus from being eliminated. They try to help each other, and it cost him because Gunther gets them both out.
Mhm.
They're gone. They're gone together, bros.
Officially, Sheamus was eliminated by Drew and Gunther.
Yes. And
Or
look at this,
Wikipedia.
Rich Derez. What could this reaction possibly be for? What could this gentleman possibly be reacting to for number 29? Is he happy about it?
It looks like he's looking at his phone, so maybe he
I don't know. It looks to me like he's horrified.
he does. Maybe
Either it's from his wife's boyfriend. It's Logan Paul.
I was gonna say he looks like he just saw the blue waffle for the first time.
Logan Paul comes in and does everybody's favorite buckshot lariat
Yep.
into the face of Ricochet, and God bless Ricochet. Behold the selling of Ricochet. And then here he comes at number 30, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. How excited are you, buddy, for this? What a moment for you. So there he goes in. He takes out Theory, Cody Cutter to Theory. And this will lead to Cody just hamming it up. He's got the belt, which I'm like, just keep the belt. But he's a good guy. He's not going to use his belt to beat the crap out of people. Throws it out there. I'm over here. Please, nobody get caught in the eye because that's a lawsuit just waiting to happen. It's the end of Cody's career. Crossroads to Dominic Mysterio, the jabroni himself. Goodbye, Dominic Mysterio, you jabroni. And here it comes. One of the highlights for everybody that's not me. Meat slapping meat. The Sky version. In the ear. In the ear. In the air, not in the ear. Here it comes. Meat. Slapping meat. Look at everybody. They can hit each other. There's no practical use for this.
Right.
What was your plan besides hitting each other with a crossbody? This is the only reason. This is the only reason you lost the Royal Rumble, Logan Paul. If you didn't do that, no, you was going to lose the Rumble anyway. Yeah. But whatever. Strowman getting eliminated by Cody, but not really. Ricochet tried to help, but yes, Strowman was eliminated officially by Cody. Then Ricochet wants to avenge his very close friend all of a sudden, Braun Strowman. But then Austin Theory says, get out of here. You remember? I don't like you. And then Cody comes in off the top rope. Looks like it's a sunset flip, I suppose. Yeah. Onto Theory. Theory, there's a reason this is here, this exchange. Seth Rollins to stomp Austin Theory's head into the mat. Great selling from Austin Theory. Look at him. Look at him go. Just right on the side of his head. He's so good at that. There he goes. It's a thing of beauty. And there he goes, eliminated by Cody. What a combination. Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes teamed up. They joined forces to remove the Now.
That's right.
Here's Seth Rollins looking at Cody. Cody looking at Seth. Young lion. Same age lion. Gunther like, oh man, it's going to be one of these guys, isn't it? I'm really tired. You know what? Let's just hang back a little bit. Let them work each other out. Obviously, they have some issues. Cody, hey, you did this to my pec, and that wasn't cool. And Seth's like, yeah, but you keep messing with my stuff. I'm trying to do the thing, and you left where you were. It was supposed to be me doing this and you doing that. That wasn't the agreement. That's what I got from this exchange.
Like, you left. I took over. You went over there, and they took over from you, so you came over here and took over, and that's not cool. It was mine.
It's not acceptable. They continue this, and then decide, let's join forces. So Seth Rollins grabs Gunther, holds him up. Cody hit him with that whap. He punches him, and they switch, and they do a punching switch thing. You definitely got to be watching this on YouTube. Thank you if you are. What'd you think of the Royal Rumble match? Shout out below. And then a kick to Gunther. A the drop down punch to the face from Cody. You know it. And here comes the pedigree competition. First goes Seth. Pedigree to Gunter. And then it's Cody's turn. Pedigree to Gunter. Gunter comes down on his knee, like right there, visibly. But I guess it depends on what the camera angle is. That's probably the same for both of them. And now we got this guy out of here. I mean, maybe we should have eliminated him, and then it could be between the two of us. But why do that? Why do that? We're good here, right? We're good. Because there's a missing element, folks. It's not just the three of them. You think it's the three of them, but it's not three of them. Switching hands, just beating each other up. Crossroads. And then when it comes to the stomp, is the stomp coming? No! The stomp doesn't come. He misses. Cody's got adrenaline in his soul. He gets kicked in the face anyway. Doesn't matter how much adrenaline in your soul. A super kick, just kick. It happens.
Yep.
And Rollins is saying, come on, let's go, buddy. Someone's got to come over here. I'm going to pedigree you. But no, from behind, almost to the junction, Logan Paul just eliminates Seth freaking Rollins on his tuchus. Logan Paul is really powerful. Look at him. He's jacked. He's like, look what I did to you. I did that to you. And then Gunter's getting up and, oh, the heat. He's pointing at the WrestleMania side. Being like, guys, this is a possibility.
Too early.
We know what you want. We know you want Cody, but it's going to be me. The heat-seeking missile, Logan Paul, gets put in a crossroads for his trouble and gets dunked by the American Nightmare. And now it's the American Nightmare versus Gunter. And it's chops.
Versus number one.
That's right. It's so unfair, but Gunter doesn't care. He doesn't think about fair. He doesn't think about unfair. He thinks about the ring. He thinks about what's sacred, because the only thing that's fair is who is the more superior athlete.
That's right.
So here it comes. The fight for the century goes for a disaster kick, but Gunter with the skillet hand to the chest of Cody Rhodes. And the skillet hand, it looks like he's about to eliminate him, but no, that's not what happens. He hangs on, and he's, hold on a second, play. I'm going to hold your face, and then he's going to slap him across. But no, he's got him in a sleeper hold, guys. A sleeper hold to strangle the life out of Cody. And now it's turned into a get out of here by Cody. And Gunter's back in the ring somehow. And Cody off the top rope, and you're thinking, why are you doing this? And into the skillet hand. That's twice you got into the skillet hand from doing something fancy, boy. Gunter up the back of him. Crossroads coming. Crossroads to Gunter. Crossroads to Gunter. Then he goes lined out the old-fashioned. He gives him the old-fashioned, folks. Thanks for coming, Gunter. It's been a great Royal Rumble match. Cody Rhodes is the winner of the 2023 Royal Rumble match. Rich DeRiz, your reactions.
First of all, Cody was expected to win, so all right, cool. Cole, I feel like Michael Cole set it up really, really well when he said, finish the story at WrestleMania. So I thought that was like sometimes the lines that they're fed or that they're told in advance, like this is the line, this is the tagline going in, it's cheesy, it feels forced. This really just hit the nail right on the head about Cody's entire storyline, right? With like dashing, Stardust, leaving, AEW, coming back, injury, Rumble, winning it, now going to Mania, obviously, telling him finish the story at Mania. In a way, he's telling Cody to finish the story at Mania, and at the same time, it's telling us, the viewers, finish watching the story at Mania. So it works on a couple levels. I thought that was really well done. My only disappointment in the Royal Rumble match, it's a 1.5 disappointment. There were no true surprises, and there weren't any NXT guys.
Oh, like current NXT guys.
Right.
Because, yeah, that's right. That is what occurred for the men's. It's all main roster talent, no real surprise. And, of course, remember when we said there was better be some big surprises, and we were texting each other as we do. Suggested that perhaps it is the women's Royal Rumble that would have the surprises,
Yep.
which I didn't feel that even with those, it wasn't unless they're trolling. It's like we met big, and big. Nothing's bigger than Nia Jackson, number 30. Big.
So I'm
That's what you
counting
meant,
here.
guys.
16 entrants in the men's Royal Rumble started in NXT. 16 out of the 30.
Oh, that was always what was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Because
Like,
on a long enough timeline,
Mhm.
everyone's going to be NXT.
Yeah.
Well, you'll of course have outliers, but not as much as you used to.
Yeah, as long as you got guys like Logan Paul, for instance, coming in, or rewind a couple years, AJ Styles coming in from, obviously being a tremendous name, bringing his own brand to the WWE. Um, Eventually, we're going to get like 25 plus guys in the Rumble as former NXT.
True that.
But it was a good Rumble. A not incredibly exciting finish to it, but it was okay. I feel like it set the stage pretty well. Like you have expressed, I especially with Cody coming out number 30, it really could have been a surprise. They didn't have to hype it. Like we knew the approximate timeline. Grant, you know what? It could have been a case where he didn't get cleared. He didn't get cleared till the day before. There was an interview. He went down to the performance center the day before and was doing like a hip toss class with he said it was Joe Gacy and Carmelo Hayes. A hip toss, it uses every muscle around the pec. So that's going to be really the real test. Like you're not just testing the pec. It's like, all right, how well did everything around it heal? Like, did you lose any muscle? Are you still able to? If you can do this, you can do anything with that pec at this point. So he said that just doing that class, the doctors watched and they checked him out and they cleared him. But there was potentially a scenario where they're like, "You're not ready yet." Could you imagine advertising and putting him on the damn billboards? Obviously, he was penciled in to win probably the entire damn time, and they're like, "Nah, you can't go."
I wonder what they would have done in case of emergency. What they do what they did with Rey Mysterio, and he would have just been coming at a different time.
Either that, or like they probably would have put him in at number 30, but had a lot fewer people in there, and it's kind of just like, oh, the last two guys are struggling. Oh, number 30's coming out. It's Cody Rhodes, and just have him dump him over, and then
Okay.
just have him rest up and rehab for the next 2 months to Mania.
With him not even being at number 1 and being at number 30, they definitely could have kept it a surprise.
Yeah.
What's your problem here? Did you want Logan Paul to be the big surprise? That's what they probably thought. They probably, yeah, people would be really shocked, but I expected Logan Paul.
Yeah, me too.
That was just me. Oh, okay, good. So you okay.
Especially after it came out that like he wasn't actually injured. Like
Right.
he just like he hurt his knee. Maybe he pulled an ACL or MCL, but like he didn't tear it, like was originally reported.
Sometimes things work out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't get a tear. Speaking of tears, let's tear it up to the next thing. The Royal Rumble is not over yet, guys. It's time for the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match.
Ah.
Here comes Bray. I gotta say, this is the least threatening version of Bray Wyatt I've ever seen. The one that's on the way out there. But then it got worse once he became the Dayglow Warrior. Like, he's got all this, like, it's not, first of all, it's not even pitch black.
Black light. It's black light, not pitch
black light.
Yeah.
And there really wasn't much to this match to me, except, he's got that glow in the dark stuff. Mm-hmm. And what is this? Is this popcorn?
It's probably black light confetti.
Popcorn glows in the dark. Okay, good, because I'm not eating that.
Yeah, exactly. That's a waste of popcorn. It's probably black light confetti.
Yeah. And this was after the match was over. Bray Wyatt has this weird thing that he's doing.
Other weird thing.
Oh, weird thing.
Yeah, you can't just say he's doing a weird thing. He's doing another weird thing.
And this is the climax climax, as it were. Here is the climax, folks. You have Boy Howdy, Bo Howdy, as he's like to be affectionately called, and he's going to jump off of here. Now, what happens next may surprise you. Comes off the top. Now, watch carefully. You have to be watching, guys. Basement Booker's YouTube. You want check it out. So if you're not, because I still respect the audio, you never know. Bo Howdy, midair, right? Comes down. You can see LA Knight, his knee pad, his arm up a little bit. And you can see in the next shot, Boy Howdy, you can see the hat, right? You see like where his butt would be. He's like, he doesn't even land on LA Knight, I don't think. I think he lands next to him because in the next shot, LA Knight rolls over onto him. Preceded by the explosive pyro. Sorry if anyone was blind. You shouldn't be watching this while you're driving. It's very dangerous.
Flash.
And at the top, the creepy puppet gang. Is there anything I said here that wasn't addressed?
Nope. Other than the black light makeup that Ray was wearing in text, I compared to like when she likes finger painting after sex. So it was that. Still might make a meme out of that. I just haven't had time.
And I'm not some highbrow. It's all about the wrestling. I love the entertainment part. I like stuff like this, but this, I don't know what it did. Maybe the intention was, all right, this is what you're gonna get with this version. When he came in, he was just trying to be a guy. He's just trying to be a regular guy that comes out and talks to people and inspires them, and a nice guy. And then this jerk, this real jerk, LA Knight, he disrespects him. He slaps him in the face.
Yeah.
And there's this monster that we're all just one bad day from being Bray Wyatt.
He's done it bowling Friday nights.
Yeah, night bowling, baby. Yeah, maybe that's it. Bray Wyatt, and
Jojo,
disco night bowling, baby. We're going. Get the kids and the children's. We love Bray Wyatt. All right, so next, listen, there's not a lot of highlights here, folks. There's the lightning round. KOD to Alexa, and Bob's your uncle. She's lost, and at the end, there's you think you're in control here? You're dealing with Boy Howdy now. Look, sad Alexa, just all by herself, all by her lonesome, looking for a Rich to Riz to rescue her. Where could he be? All right,
here.
So, Rhea Ripley is number 1 in the Women's Royal Rumble, followed by Liv Morgan, of course, and Rhea Ripley still selling that spear. The ladies are fighting it off. Here comes Dana Brooke in her weird little outfit there. Very pink. Very, you know.
It was a tribute to someone. I don't remember who. It wasn't like anyone in the wrestling world, though.
Probably some figure skater. If I didn't know any better, this was at a club. This image here of Dana Brooke and Rhea Ripley. Looks like they're having a bit of a dance, folks.
Yeah, we need a caption here, though. Like, Rhea's getting down and Dana's getting down.
Yeah, I think it's one of those like this for Rhea, and Dana Brooke's about to twerk.
Yep.
Or
mid-twerk.
This would be a better spot for Naomi. All right, next. So, posted.
So many missed opportunities.
Definitely. Rhea gets posted by Dana Brooke. I think that's why I got that. Then comes Emma, Shayna Baszler, Bailey. Bailey tears up a fan sign. Here comes Hit Row, B-Fab. There goes B-Fab. It was pretty quick, so don't let that fool you.
Be quick.
Here comes Xia Li. Xia Li didn't stab anybody in the eyes. Oh, no, that wasn't Xia Li. That was the NXT champion, Roxanne Perez. Real go-getter. NXT performer number 1 in this match. Gets picked up by Rhea, and then they proceed to do a little bit of this. You know, she's got like Roxanne's got her in like a head scissors, it looks like, and takes down Rhea. Goes to take a header there, and right on her butt, and then kip up for Roxanne Perez. Looking very feisty, very feisty. She's a real like, let's go. She got the let's go. All right, so next. Then they put in the boots to Bailey. If only there was someone who could help Bailey. If only at this precise moment, a miracle. And that miracle is in the form of the former captain of Team Kick. Currently, she's just Dakota Kai, one half over the women's champions, and that's just fine with us.
And her outfit was a tribute to someone also. I don't remember who. Also.
Oh, that person.
Yeah.
All right.
Might
So
have been Doja Cat or something.
Doja Cat.
Yeah.
I
Something
think
like
that's
that.
a musician
Yes.
or some kind of super intelligent, genetically modified cat, a superior to Garfield. All right.
Futuristic
So
even.
yeah, maybe it's from the future. Future Garfield, Doja Cat. All right.
Mhm.
So here comes the other half of Io Sky. And oh no, the first victim of damage control, Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke, you've just been damage controlled. There they are, damage controlling all day.
Right.
And then Emma, she's going to run into some damage control. And then she gets kicked by Dakota Kai. And what happened to Emma? She got damage control. That's right, folks. Then Roxanne Perez gets wow. So here's what happens. Dakota Kai use Roxanne, whatever. So Dakota Kai uses Io Sky as a battering ram and proceeds to remove Roxanne. Roxanne was damage controlled. They're finally controlling damage, and here comes Natalya.
Her gear was made by the original seamstress that did the original gear for the first Heart Foundation gear.
I had no idea. I'll tell my wife this so she could feel some sort of guilt for utterly crapping all over it because she thought it sucked. All right, next.
Who'd you ever beat? Well, she beat everyone.
She beat all the inconsequential champions. She beat us. All right, so
she beat you.
She's taking advantage of Natalya. You know, they had beef. Natalya was gone for a while because Shayna took her out.
Broke her nose.
Here comes Candice LeRae. Thanks for coming.
Poison Pixie.
Zoe Stark comes in and just creams Liv Morgan in the mouth with her foot. Look at this cell job from Liv Morgan. What a hero.
Mm-hmm.
As if the spirit, as if Dakota, Zoe Stark also learned how to kick ghosts out of people.
Yep.
And there goes Liv, just going down. And she's gone. All right. She's still in it. But here comes Xia Li with a weapon. The referee stopped Xia Li for bringing the weapon in. There's no disqualification in a Royal Rumble match.
Yeah.
Candice LeRae.
Let Brock go nuts with the steps, but she can't bring a bow staff.
I mean, it is Brock Lesnar, and he did assault the referee.
Attempt.
He's not above that.
Just make the rules even for everyone.
Yeah, I guess. Then again, they should have been worried that she was going to stab them. And then, there we go. Candice LeRae, another victim, damage controlled. And here, all right, this was confusing. She's the man, but there's still the big time graphic. Does that always come up? I thought it was one or the other. You can't confuse everybody over here with the big time and the man. Which is it? Is it the man or is it big time?
They gotta make up their mind.
I need you to pick. It says the man. It says the man. What's that over there?
Well,
there's trouble over here.
I don't know if they have an AR graphic for the man.
How hard is it to put the man? It's a 6 letters. The man, 6 letters, 3 plus 3. Even I know that.
It's ready over there on the screen.
Brings the Brooklyn out of me, this nonsense. All right, here comes the damage control. Can't believe it. We're controlling this damage. We got to control this damage. Here comes Becky Lynch. She's ready to do some damage. Damage to damage control. Punching and kicking. Manning up everybody. Getting thrown into the table. Getting thrown onto a chair from the table. She's taking a powder. Here comes Tegan Nox, the one with the shiniest wizard. It doesn't even matter in this match. Here comes Asuka, and this is not just Asuka, Rich Perez.
She is in full Kana mode, and this is great. We love it. Love to see it.
You'll love to see it. Rest in peace, another CFO's original Empress of Tomorrow. I believe one of the last hangers-on in the era of the CFO. Email in. All right, so next is a bunch of kicks here. She's trying to... Okay, now, this is when Corey Graves does expert work of explaining Nothing happened here. So it's at this point, if you're listening, you might be missing out. So Tegan Knox is supposed to kick Asuka. Now you see the foot, then comes the slap, but the foot did not connect with Asuka at all.
Might not have gotten all of that.
Yeah, that's because Cole's like, she kicked her in the side of the head. And Gray's like, it's more of a glancing blow. Looks like there. And who knows how this might affect Asuka's vision in the future.
Yeah, something.
Nothing. The air. Yeah, you know what? It's true because when you go to get your eyes checked and you put your chin on a thing, they shoot the air into your eyes. So they tell you, it's just a little irritation.
I don't
Who
remember
knows?
that. It's been a long time though.
That doesn't debunk it. But here goes a kick to. Oh wow, she just looks like she got the spirit. Tegan Knox got kicked out of her. I think she's leaving. She's left. She's definitely leaving. There she goes. Eliminated by Asuka. Thanks for coming. And Rich Deriz, why don't you tell us what's happening here?
Piper, no more Dewdrop. Dewdrop is gone. We have Piper Niven from NXT UK and even before then. If you're not familiar with Piper Niven as opposed to Dewdrop, you're in for something.
So-
Asuka will probably return unless she's injured, and I don't recall.
What? Maybe Dewdrop.
Maybe Piper Niven.
Sure. Yeah.
Who knows?
R.I.P. Dewdrop. Long live Piper Niven. And Piper Niven just sandwiches Dakota Kai. Is that Dakota Kai?
That's Liv. Well, definitely
And then-
Liv. Maybe
yeah.
even Sonya. I could be
Tamina's out here. No one's Mina.
That's what I hear.
She's up there with Dewdrop, formerly Dewdrop. She's now Piper Niven. It's taken me some time to get used to that, just like the announcers over there, probably.
Yep.
Um,
They said her name enough times that you could tell they were trying to work it into their vernacular.
Piper Niven just gets a nice little kick. Timber, boom, and then I felt a tremor. Becky taking the boots. Here comes Chelsea Green.
That's the beginning part of her music.
Oh, I thought you were shushing me. You were going to say
No.
something very profound
No,
and
if I was
deep.
shushing you, I was going to say, shoosh, but I wasn't shushing you.
Little will we know it that Chelsea Green is about to make history. The fastest elimination in Women's Royal Rumble history, courtesy of Rhea Ripley. And
Well, they're
she's not
protecting her.
happy about that. Dakota Kai about to get eliminated by the man. She's not good. The only damage she's going to be able to control is the one she received when she gets to the outside and she protects herself. There she goes, lands. Yeah, she's fine. And then Io Sky, you could get these hands too. You could get out of here, you hussy. And then Bailey eliminates Becky.
Had to be
And
that way.
Bailey, it had to be. It's going to be what it's going to be. And here comes Bailey. She's really proud of herself. And here comes the shadow of Liv Morgan to eliminate Bailey and remove her from the equation. Control the damage that you could receive from the floor if you protect yourself. There she goes. Onto that absurd, thick Bailey down there. Okay, so next, the beating comes to Bailey, courtesy of Becky Lynch. Io Sky, she's not having that. She's going to join in. They fight off. Here comes Zelina Vega at number 21, guys, and she's a Street Fighter character. She's got the outfit. She's in there. She's an announcer in the game. Go cop that. This podcast not sponsored by Capcom. It should be. No reason. And this is what
gmail.com.
That's right. And this is where Zelina Vega proceeds to use the move with the kick. Takes out Xia Elite. Thanks for coming. You sold the game. You're out of here. And she's really happy with herself. Here comes Raquel Rodriguez. Probably not the first time I mentioned this person by accident, but on purpose this time. Raquel Rodriguez is supposed to be here, everybody. And there she is, right after Rhea Ripley. What a nightmare for Rhea Ripley. She's got hit so hard, she's blurred through the space-time continuum there. Down she goes. Down goes Rhea. Down goes Rhea. And here comes my chin. I know that's not how you pronounce it, but I'm doing it anyway. Here she comes. Then it comes Lacey Evans, Cobra Clutcher herself. Don't Cobra Clutch your pearls here, folks. She's a meanie. And then here comes Michelle McCool. As she comes in, she's like, look at me, I'm parenting, but not right now. I'm not. My number's up. When your number's up at number 25, Michelle McCool, you get out there. You strip down. You head out to the ring. Not fully, obviously. You can see the image. She's changing it to wrestling. She kicks Tamina out. Pa-pow. And then she's looking at Rhea Ripley. She's like, well, that's it for me. And here comes Indy Hartwell. Indie Wrestling, everybody. There's Sonya Deville, and she's great. Sonya Deville. Cobra clutching on Street Fighter's Lita. Then she gets eliminated. Thanks for coming. Here comes Shotzi at 28 with the taking care of business tag. She's
Love the
doing
tank.
stuff. Indy Hartwell is eliminated by Sonya Deville right on the cakement. And here comes Nikki Cross, who sprints. By the way, poor decisions being made throughout this entire Royal Rumble, not just the men's, also the women's. What are you rushing down there for? What are you wasting your energy? I get it. They don't want you taking up the time, but still, because she sprinted the whole way.
In this case, it's what she does because she's crazy.
Wasting a lot of energy here. And here comes Rich DeRiz's favorite.
Speaking of wasting energy,
The surprise entrant number 30, the Rumble in the Jungle. The following has been cut for rudeness. All right, here she comes, getting eliminated by everyone. Everyone.
I have the list. She's eliminated by Asuka, Lacey Evans, Liv Morgan, Mia, Michelle McCool, Nikki Cross, Piper Niven, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, Shotzi, and Sonya Deville.
Rich DeRiz looking out for every podcast listener. And there she goes out there. And then it comes to Asuka and Sonya Deville. Asuka eliminates Sonya eventually here with a kick to the face, and down she goes. And this is where it gets down to the wire. A lot of people, you'll notice if you haven't paying attention, they're gone. It doesn't matter. This is where it comes down to the wire. Asuka, she's about to hit that miss, baby. It's coming. And it goes right into Liv Morgan's eyes. Not the first time she's accidentally got something in her eyes. She's been missed it before. Anyway, Rhea Ripley with it almost looked like a bicycle kick. Like it's like a behind kick to Asuka. Asuka's gone. She's, you know what? She's pretty happy. She's like, I got this far. I've got a positive mindset. I'm going to keep it in a positive mindset. And Rhea Ripley valiantly battling with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is flipped out the old, look how strong my legs are with my arms, down onto her butt. And there she is in the fall position. You can see her arms located to her sides. That's how you're supposed to fall. Excellent clockwork, I'm assuming. Rhea Ripley, she's very happy. We're all happy. It's almost like she's laughing. She's like, yeah, I did it. I knew I was going to do it, but it's pretty funny that I said I was going to do it and I did it, isn't it? And there she is, Rhea Ripley, the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble match. Sources close to the situation tell me under immediate interview, she said, I did it, you dickheads, end quote. So that was the Women's Royal Rumble match.
I liked the finish. I liked the sequence of events of the last two eliminations there with Asuka and Liv Morgan, with Liv Morgan getting blinded, Asuka getting kicked off, Liv trying. Should Liv have tried to get back into the ring? Yes, but I don't know. I thought it was fine. No real surprises here. Like we expected some NXT women. Even Chelsea Green was kind of a surprise, but kind of not really. Like there were rumors from a couple weeks ago that she had signed. So it's like if you're paying attention, it's not a surprise.
No, it's not. Especially when you're a dirt sheet traveler like you.
That's right.
Or a tweet browser like myself. It just comes up.
Nia Jax was a surprise, but not the surprise we wanted.
Sometimes you get a surprise and you're like, that sucks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about the main event of the evening. And it was with great pleasure that I retell this story. If you weren't here last week for the Basement Bookers podcast, this was for the Basement Championship. We had everything pretty much the same. However, it came down to a tiebreaker. And we got to the point you'll see here.
My tiebreaker time is in. What is yours?
My tiebreaker time will be 28:30 for the W. See, as you see, that was going to be my original time. Rich being the friend that he is, it's like, hey, man, with the amount of time it takes for an entrant to come in, and calculations and time and this it's really going to be closer to this. Maybe you should probably check that. Maybe and I'm like, you know what, Rich? I might lose my championship, but it's been a while since I've hunted for the championship. So I'm just going to leave it as is. Got a good feeling. Rich the Riz, what you think the main event of the Royal Rumble was going to be?
I thought it was going to be one of the Rumble matches, obviously, which is why I went with the now obviously absurd number of 72 minutes.
72 minutes, Rich the Riz. Give or
That's
take
an
a
hour.
lot.
That's an hour and 12 minutes, by the way, for the non-mathematicians
Rich
sitting
the
in there,
Riz.
right there.
Hey, how long was the match?
19 minutes and 15 seconds.
Well, that went well for you, didn't it? It's just hilarious. It really is. Because as I was saying my time, in my head, it was like, oh no. The tribal chief has proven that I am his favorite basement champion by choosing to close the show. Because we know it is his decision to do these things. Thank you, my tribal chief. So, Rich, what do you think about the main event? What do you think about the destruction of Kevin Owens?
Dude. First of all, like, okay, to be honest, I don't think really anything about the match because the match was only a tiny, tiny part of the story that they told at the Rumble. If you didn't see it, first of all, why? Second of all, you had to have heard what happened by this point. So I'll reiterate, why haven't you seen it? The destruction of Kevin Owens after the match, brutal and barbaric, which was what led to Sami Zayn's actions, which is why I'm wearing the shirt, by the way, because it was a throwback. When Sami refused to hit Kevin Owens with the chair. By the way, so, okay, the storytelling of it being going too far and Sami stopping Roman from hitting Kevin Owens with the chair, saying, "This is beneath you. You don't need to do this." And then Roman says to Sami, "You're right. I don't need to do this. You do it." I feel like the switch that flipped in Sami kind of went back to when he was on trial. What he had said was, "I've proven myself to you over and over again." And I think even Jay's defense, the video that Jay played as Sami Zayn's defense, showed even Sami is like, wow, I really have taken all these bullets for the bloodline. Like, I've really, really proven myself already. What more do they want from me? If they're still asking me to put myself out there for them after all of this, they're never truly going to accept me. And I think that's the trigger that switched in Sammy's head when Roman handed him the chair and said, "You need to do this." And Sammy said, "No." And he hit Roman in the back, and then Roman, it flashed on his face. He's like, "Again?" Like exactly when Seth broke up the Shield. And then we had the destruction of Sami Zayn with Jay in the corner looking on. Wheels turn like, I defended Sami, and Sammy's doing this. He's evaluating as he's standing there, not doing anything. He's evaluating where he stands. Even before the beatdown of Sami, Sami says to Jay, "I'm sorry." Right? Because Jay went out on a limb to defend Sami, and now Sammy's doing this. I think really it ultimately proves that, especially that Sami hit Roman once. That was it. It was not a "I'm better than you." It was not a "this is over." It was, "Listen, we need to draw a line somewhere, and you're not going to listen to me, so I need to take action." But it's to make a point. It wasn't like, it wasn't going to turn into a beatdown Roman Reigns. He knew he was going to get destroyed after that. He just wanted Jay to understand where he was coming from, that none of this was necessary. And then the beatdown ensued. Jay's replaying everything. Jimmy's like, "Come on, dude." Roman's like, "He's not your blood. We're your blood." Jay's like, I can't be here right now. I got to process this. I got stuff to figure out." Powder's out, heads to the back. Sami gets destroyed. Roman literally rips the honorary Uso shirt off of Sami Zayn. And we're left with the image of KO hanging on the ropes, and Sammy laid out. Roman rips up the lay. Heyman on social media said the lay represents the bloodline. When you're on it, you thrive. When you're ripped off, you begin to wither and die.
Oh, you're off the vine.
Brilliant. Brilliant storytelling. Like, this is the storyline that if you want to get people, your non-wrestling fans, into wrestling, this is the storyline. There's even they WWE put together a video package showing it's on their YouTube, showing the entire timeline of Sammy and the Bloodline from beginning to now. It's like over an hour. Yeah, I'll throw it to you because I think this is brilliant. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over because that's all I can really say.
Yeah, I don't have to say anything you already said. I thought that the visceral reaction to dropping somebody back first onto steel steps is a very good image to do. You know,
I remember that now. 3 times, I think, right?
yeah, I think that's
2
what
or
did
3.
him in. I
Hmm.
think that's what really did him in. Um, the follow up was appropriate. So Friday night we had the tribal chief. He's like with Jay, and he's like, "Listen, where's your brother?" He's with Jay and
Jimmy,
Solo.
Jimmy and Solo.
He's with Jimmy, Jay, Jimmy, and Solo.
Hmm.
And where is he? How come you don't know? They're like they don't know. They go looking. I don't know where they're looking in their pocket. They're looking in their phone. They're checking Facebook, Twitter. They go to MySpace, but nothing came up. And he goes, "You guys go to the catering and the whatever. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna handle some business." And he's like, I basically that he did everything, for Sammy,
Hmm.
and this is basically like this is how you repay me. And then Sammy comes out and attacks him, and eventually he spears him.
Hmm.
And he's like, I don't, because Roman's basically thing is like with me, everybody always wants something.
Yep.
When I go out to a restaurant, the servers or whatever, they ask me for things. It's not
Hmm.
what they could do for me, it's what I could do for them. It's like, wow, they're really bringing him that this is the I think this right now, Royal Rumble, the end of the Royal Rumble signifies the transition to the third act in the Bloodline storyline.
Hmm.
So this will wrap up. I'm thinking WrestleMania. It might wrap up WrestleMania or right before WrestleMania.
Hmm.
So basically, the gist is it's Sami Zayn versus Roman because now Sammy wants something and he wants the undisputed Universal Championship. And then came the Jimmy, Jimmy, and Solo.
Hmm.
Two guys, by the way, the inside joke. Jimmy J. All right.
Yeah.
So they, beat up Sammy. Roman's back. But he's like, he was about to get that thing backed up into him with the whole chair thing. Ask Riddle about that. You best ask Riddle about that. And he's like, nah, you just, we'll see you in Montreal at Elimination Chamber, which, I think Jay's going to be off TV for a while because it's not like he can go to Elimination Chamber.
Well, next Friday he has a tag title defense.
I understand that, but there's a way around that because
Jimmy
Jay,
Solo.
yeah, I was gonna say like Jay was defending the championships with Sammy. You could
Hmm.
always have Solo defend the championship with Jimmy. There's precedent. You wanted to talk about Vengeance Day, Richard. Let everybody know about the card before it's already happened. By the time you've seen this, what an amazing show!
Yep.
What an amazing show!
So we're gonna run down the card real quick, give our thoughts on each match, but it's gonna be brief. I promise. So first up, I don't know what order it's actually gonna happen in, but we got for the women's NXT Championship match, we got Roxanne Perez, the champ, defending against Gigi Dolan and JC Jane in triple threat match. I think the Toxic Attraction showed their cards too early. Uh, the what was it, the women's championship summit last week. Like, no, you go into the match letting her think that it's going to be one on one, and then in the match you say ha ha and it's 2-on-1 and chuck her out, and then like either one, you like you do rock paper scissors to see who lays down for the other, and There you go. One of you is the champ, and both of you the champs. Whatever you want to do with it at that point.
Want to use the number one contender.
Yeah. Next up, we got 2 out of 3 falls for because Apollo Cruz versus Carmelo Hayes.
It's 2 out of 3 falls to show who's hating and who's just the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's really all about.
Personally, I'm pulling for Carmelo Hayes in this one. I feel like Apollo, he's still relatively young in his WWE career, but Hayes is younger. Hayes could use the rub more. I think Hayes is main roster ready, to be honest.
I think the purpose of this is to elevate Hayes in the first place.
He's a 2-time North American champ. For the NXT Women's Tag Team titles, we got Casey and KC, as I like to call them, against Fallon Henley and her maybe not friend Kiana James.
If they're smart, they'll just leave it with Casey and Casey. It's an actual tag team. This will probably just lead into a rift of the fake friendship between Henley and the other chick. So
yeah, Kiana James, because on NXT this past week, Kiana James was on the phone with someone. I don't remember the name, but it was a male. I think it was Xavier. Was it Xavier? I don't remember the name. That just sounds familiar. And she said, "I love you." And that was when Fallon walked in, which started the bickering between them. And then ultimately, they're like, you know what, we got to focus on this tag title match, but this conversation isn't over.
then you find out it's her son.
Yeah, something like
She just has some. She has a kid.
Yeah.
This complicates things.
Yeah. Next is the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Tag Titles. New Day defending against Gallus, Pretty Deadly, and Chase U. If it's not New Day, it's going to be Gallus.
My thoughts exactly.
Gallus boys on top. I'm a big fan of Gallus, no secret.
I like coffee, just not the same. So
I hear you. Next up for the North American title, Wesley defending against Dijak. Hard Justice. I think it's going to be Dijak.
yeah, let's do it. Hard Justice from Dijak to Wesley.
And the main event for the NXT title, I just hate the reasoning because of that stupid rope break crap.
Oh, Braun Breaker versus Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller. Braun's winning this.
He has to, right?
Yeah.
It'd be the biggest upset in NXT history.
If Waller won,
Mhm.
biggest, maybe.
If you think about it, like if you look at Braun Breaker, who's an actual man, and then you have Grayson Waller, who's like kind of a man, but not really a man. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of a man, but he's not a man. You know, he's a man. Like I'm a man, but he's a man. Braun, you know what I'm saying? Like you're a man, I'm a man. Braun Breaker's a man. He's a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I say you a man.
Yeah, I guess.
Drew McIntyre, man. Sheamus, man. Miz, man. You know he's a man. He's a man like I'm a man. Like you're a man.
Yeah, but Miz allegedly has tiny balls, so
I wasn't going there. He's still a man. Even if he has tiny balls, he's still a man.
he seems to take serious offense, like as if you're insulting his manhood.
Well, it's a sensitive topic for some guys. I'm proud of all of you for listening to the Basement Bookers podcast, liking and subscribing to everything, and it's been really cool. It's been really great. The responses on last week's episode was pretty cool, I'm assuming. All right, so Rich Deriz, how do you do the things that you do?
Oh, first I'm gonna say thanks to everyone for listening, for getting this far. Don't forget to check us out YouTube and everything. Thank you for checking everyone that's checked us out so far. All the new followers on Facebook and Twitter and everything. We're getting a super close up from BasementJer right now, which is always awesome. So
Is it close?
Yeah, it's close.
I just want to just hang out with you guys, just all together. My chat lips.
And we want to hear from you. BasementBookers@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts on anything. If you have any ideas for the show, love to hear it. Suggestions, and whatnot. As far as where to follow us on social media, Basic Bookers on Twitter, at Basic Bookers, at Basic Jarrett, which there is, of course. Facebook, Basic Bookers, the YouTube, Basic Bookers, Google Basic Bookers. You'll find us. And as far as where to find this podcast, looking at the list here, that's the iTunes thing. We got the Google thing. Is that Spotify? That's Podbean. Amazon Music, TuneIn Plus Alexa, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Listen Notes, Samsung Podcast app, Podchaser, Boomplay, and Stitcher. That's not on this list, but it's there also. And a lot of places to find us. And Instagram, Basement Bookers Pod. And Jer's got
I do. The match of life is scheduled for one fall, so make it count.
and do what the man says.
Follow the Booker.